Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a really cool topic, matter and its properties. We're going to try and answer a huge question. What is everything in the universe actually made of? So, just for a second, I want you to look around you. Your desk, the water you're drinking, even the air that you're breathing right now. What do you think all of that stuff is made of?
Well, the answer is matter. Yep, everything you can see and touch is a type of matter, or what scientists sometimes call a substance. Today, we're going to learn how to classify or, group all these different substances.
Okay, let's jump right in. This chart right here is going to be our guide for this whole explainer. Think of it like a family tree for, well, everything. It shows us how all substances can be split into two main groups. Let's find out what they are.
So our map shows us the two big groups are mixtures and pure substances. Literally, everything in the world falls into one of these two categories. So, what's the difference between them?
First up, we have a mixture, or in Arabic, makhlut. This is what you get when you have two or more things just mixed together, and this is really important, they aren't chemically bonded. A perfect example is a fruit salad. You can easily see all the different pieces of fruit, and you could pick them out, right?
The second group is a pure substance, or مادة نقية. A pure substance is made of only one single type of material, and you can't separate it using simple physical methods. For example, a spoonful of sugar is a pure substance because every single tiny crystal is exactly the same. It's all just sugar.
Awesome. So, now that we get the two main groups, let's zoom in a little bit on that first one, mixtures. It turns out there are actually two different kinds of mixtures. Just take a look at these two pictures. On the left, we have salt mixed with water, and it looks like the salt just disappears. But on the right, you've got sand in water. The sand just sinks to the bottom, and you can clearly see both the sand and the water. This little difference is the key to understanding the two types of mixtures.
And here's the main idea. The salt water is what we call a homogeneous mixture, or متجانس, because it looks exactly the same all the way through. The sand and water, on the other hand, is a heterogeneous mixture, or غير متجانس, because you can easily tell the different parts apart.
Now, since we know we can separate mixtures, how would we actually do it for our sand and water example? How could we get that sand back out of the water? Any ideas? We use a really simple physical method called filtration, or as you'd say in Arabic, الترشيح. It's just a simple three-step process. First, you pour the mixture through a filter. Second, the water passes right through the filter paper. And third, the sand gets trapped and is left behind. Easy.
And this picture shows the process perfectly. You can see the mixture being poured, you see the water dripping through, and there's the sand, left behind in the filter paper. It's a really clever and super effective way to separate a heterogeneous mixture.
You're doing great with mixtures. So, let's hop over to the other side of our map and explore the world of pure substances. Remember, these are the ones that can't be separated by simple physical methods.
Pure substances also come in two types. The first one is called an element, or عنصر. An element is the simplest, most basic form of matter you can get. You just can't break it down into anything simpler.
Here are a couple of examples for you. The oxygen we breathe, that's an element. The metal mercury, which you might see in an old thermometer, is also an element. They're considered pure because they're each made of only one single kind of atom.
Okay, the second type of pure substance is a compound, or مركب. This is what you get when two or more different elements chemically combine. That means they join together to make something brand new. And a perfect example of a compound is water. You've probably seen its chemical formula, H2O. That just means it's made of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, that have chemically bonded together. You can't separate them with a filter. You'd need a whole chemical reaction to break them apart.
You are doing a fantastic job, seriously. Now, how about we test your knowledge with a quick question? You ready?
Okay, here's the question. Imagine you have a mixture of sand and tiny iron filings. What's the best way to separate them? Take a moment and think it over.
And the correct answer is, drumroll please, B, magnetic separation. If you got that one right, amazing job.
So why is that the right answer? Well, it's pretty simple. Iron is magnetic, but sand isn't. So if you use a magnet, it's going to attract and pull all the little iron filings right out of the sand. This is just another great example of a physical method for separating a mixture.
That was fantastic. You are really getting the hang of this stuff. Before we finish up, let's do a quick review of the most important things from today's explainer. So let's lock this in. The big idea is that everything around us is a substance, and every single one of those substances fits into one of two big families, mixtures or pure substances. We saw how mixtures can be separated with physical tricks like a filter or a magnet. And then we dove into pure substances, and we found out they're either the most basic building blocks, called elements, or they're brand new things made when elements combine, which we call compounds.
You did an absolutely amazing job today. Now you have a clear map in your head for how to classify all the different types of matter. Keep being curious and keep exploring the world around you. Learning is a fun adventure, and you are off to a great start. Well done.